taken Okinawa, and they decided that they was going to move my group up to a little island called Aishima. And so anyway, my men went up there and set up a camp, but I still had the 75 P-38s and a crew chief, and they moved up to Clark Field. And we were just parked along the runway and sitting at Clark Field waiting for orders. But they weren't ready to move us up there. And then on the 5th of August, 1945, we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. And on the 9th of August, we dropped the bomb on Nagasaki. But on the 9th of August, I got orders to move my 75 P-38s to Aishima. So I flew into Aishima and landed. And my deputy met me and he said, "Colonel, the general wants to see you over at Okinawa right away." And so I got in a little light airplane and flew over to Okinawa and went to see General Smith. And he said, "Cyclone," he says, "we got a place up in Japan that's about 90 miles southeast of Nagasaki, and it's a base where they manufacture and distribute small arms." And he said, "If we're going to have to invade Japan, we've got to take that base out, take that city out, really." He said, "I want you to load every airplane up with napalm and go in there and burn Kumamoto down." So I went home and told my troops that, and we loaded up all of our airplanes that we had in commission, and we wound up with 63 of them. And we took off at daylight the next morning to go up and bomb a town called Kumamoto, which manufactured these small arms on the island of Kyushu. And I collected my troops in the air and we got started on our way. One of the kids, the last kids to take off, failed to make it and went out in the ocean. So I really only wound up with 62 airplanes. But we went up to Kyushu, and I'd looked at the maps and planned what I ought to do. It decided of me that I should stay out to the eastern coast of Kyushu and go in from the north and attack from the north, coming south, and I'd be the biggest surprise for them. They wouldn't expect me that way. And that's what I'd really planned. But I started that way up there. I got the strangest feeling that wasn't the right thing to do. That I ought to turn and go in the Bay country and go in from the south. And I turned my flight and got them all over the island of Kyushu. And right when I did, right where I would have been if I'd have gone further north, the sky went black with an aircraft fire, but I wasn't there. I was south and going into Kumamoto. And we went in and bombed Kumamoto with my 62 P-38s and 124 napalm bombs, and we burned up Kumamoto. I didn't lose an airplane, and one kid had one engine shot out, but he made it back to our base, and I got them all 62 back home safely, and the Japanese surrendered 4 days later. They surrendered on the 14th of August. So, as you can tell from this story, that what ended the war was those two big atom bombs got their attention, and my 62 P-38s brought them to the table. That's my story.